Hi everyone! Welcome to the Piano Keys. I'm so glad that you're here. Hi everyone! Welcome to the Piano Keys. Hi everyone! 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 Welcome to the Piano Keys. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marina and I'm your best piano playing friend. I make tutorials and courses to help you reach your piano goals. In the year 2016, I made a tutorial video for the first part of Mozart's Rondo Alla Turca. Due to lots of requests to keep going, I eventually ended up teaching the entire piece in a series of 8 videos that have since received more than 500,000 views. Thank you so much. In those videos, I play the section that I'm going to teach in each video, and then I do a note-by-note tutorial so that anyone can learn to play the piece with enough practice, whether or not they know how to read music. If you want to learn how to play Rondo Alla Turca, you can find the link to the first tutorial here in the card and also below this video. I have never actually posted a performance of the entire piece until today. In this video, I'll play all of Rondo Alla Turca from beginning to end. Keep watching after the performance to learn some surprising facts about this piece. Rondo Alla Turca is the third and final movement of Mozart's Piano Sonata number 11 in A major, K331, and it was published in 1784. It's often performed on its own, separately from the entire sonata, and it's one of Mozart's most fun and most well-loved pieces. Unlike other classical pieces with nicknames, Mozart himself nicknamed this piece Rondo alla Turca. Throughout the history of Western European classical music, there have been trends where the styles and influences of other cultures have been incorporated into the works of composers. And Rondo alla Turca is a really popular example of this practice. Rondo alla Turca was meant to imitate the sounds of Turkish military marching bands. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Mozart wasn't trying to imitate the folk music of Turkey. That's a whole other kind of music with its own rules and its own scales and sounds. This is strictly imitating the Turkish military marching band sound. Now, how did Mozart become familiar with the sound of Turkish military marching bands? Clearly, there was no internet, no radio, no recording of any kind at the time. So in order to hear music back in Mozart's day, there was only two ways to do it. You actually had to make the music yourself at an instrument, or you had to be live in front of someone else who was playing an instrument or singing. That's it. And while Mozart did travel a lot, to our knowledge, he never visited Turkey. To learn more about the little-known details of Mozart's life, follow the link here and below this video to my other video that talks about Mozart's life. So what exactly influenced Mozart to write a piece that not only had a name referencing Turkish music, but actually tried to sound like a Turkish marching band? Well, it was actually a pretty common thing to do in his day. In fact, Haydn and Beethoven and Mozart, as well as Rossini and many other composers, wrote works incorporating the influences of what they called Turkish music. Back before Mozart was born, there was a war in Europe between the Ottoman Empire and the Holy League, which was a union of European nations that had been formed in an effort to stop the Ottoman expansion into Europe. The Great Turkish War, as it came to be known, waged from 1683 to 1697, and basically it put a stop to the Ottoman control of much of Central Europe. In 1699, to mark the end of this war, the Ottoman Empire and Austria signed a treaty called the Treaty of Karlowitz. And to celebrate this agreement between the two powers, the Turkish diplomatic delegation brought Turkish musicians to Vienna for several days of performances. And included in this group of musicians was a military marching band. Okay, back to Mozart and Rondo alla Turca. There are several influences from Turkish military marching bands that can be heard in Rondo alla Turca. The alternating loud and soft sections, the grace notes that are played on the beat, the approximation of percussion instruments, and the rhythmic feel of a march. Around this time, Turkish-influenced European music became so popular that the instruments of the time that were the forefathers of our modern piano started to be built with something called a Turkish stop, which was a pedal that was added to the piano or the keyboard instrument that when you pressed it down, it made a bell sound, or it caused a padded hammer to hit the soundboard of the piano and imitate the sound of a bass drum. We don't have Turkish stops on our pianos today, and that's why I think it's kind of funny when people try to be purists about Mozart's music, saying, well, you really shouldn't be using the sustain pedal because Mozart didn't have a sustain pedal on his instrument. Well, the instrument that he played doesn't really exist today for most of us. You know, there are instruments of that kind in museums, but we don't play the same instrument, the same piano that Mozart played. So already we're not being authentic. Our instrument is different. The sounds we get are different from the piano than what Mozart got, and so the way that we play it is going to be different from how he played it. For these reasons, I think that we should play Mozart's music however we want it to sound, whether that means we use sustain pedal or we don't use sustain pedal. You can fight me on that in the comments. Okay, so that takes care of the alla turca part. But what is a rondo? A rondo is a particular way of laying out the form or the structure of a piece of music. In a rondo, there's a main theme or musical idea that we represent with the letter A. And that theme is repeated throughout the piece. So we would have the A section, which is called the refrain, and then it would be followed by a contrasting section, the B section. After the B section, we can go back to the A section or the refrain, or we can move on to yet a different section called the C section, which would be different from anything that we've heard yet in that piece. Then we can come back to the refrain, the A section, or move on and do the B section again or the C section again, and so on. The repetitions of these sections is up to the composer. There's no real set way to do it, but you know a rondo because you keep hearing that refrain come back over and over in between other sections. So we know that the main theme or the main section is called the refrain. Do the other sections have names? Yes, they do. They are called episodes. So we've got the refrain and we've got episodes, and we mix them up in different orders, and that's how we get a rondo. The refrain is always in the tonic key or the key of the piece, and the episodes are in contrasting keys. Rondo alla Turca fits all of these rules. It's got a refrain that keeps repeating, and the refrain is in the tonic key, and the other sections are in contrasting keys. The piece alternates between the refrain and the episodes, so it is definitely a rondo. People often ask me what level of piano is Rondo alla Turca, and the truth is that while the notes themselves are not that hard to learn, it's pretty challenging technically. There's a lot happening that your fingers have to take care of, and then coordinating the hands together, and then maybe adding a little pedal and the dynamics. There's just a lot going on. Now, because it's a rondo and it's quite repetitive, that helps us out a little bit, because if we learn a section and it comes back later, then we've already taken care of that. And so for these reasons, many people have a pretty difficult time playing Rondo alla Turca to the level that they want to play it. Maybe they're not able to keep a steady beat, or they feel pain in their hands, that sort of thing. So I've had so many questions about how to handle the technical difficulties of this piece that I decided to do a masterclass that is dedicated to Rondo alla Turca. This is going to be a live masterclass, interactive, where we're going to discuss the pedaling and the technical issues, like how to play fast, how to coordinate the hands together, how do you play those grace notes, how does the left hand fit in all those small notes that go before the beat, that sort of thing. And you'll be able to ask questions, and I can watch you play and let you know what you specifically can do to improve your playing of this piece. The link to that masterclass is below this video, and it is a paid class. I'll be recording this class so that if you can't catch it live, you can always watch it later. I will show you what I'm doing with my hands, and it's going to be awesome. I have a similar one for Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata first movement. I'll link that below as well. I do have lots of free tutorials on YouTube for many of Mozart's famous pieces. You can see them here. So go take a look at these videos. Keep practicing, have fun, and I will see you soon. Bye!